Your resume is the first step to land your dream job. So I believe you should spend good enough time on your resume to perfectly craft it, and it should be as per the global standards. So after scanning more than hundreds of resumes, we have come to a conclusion and we have listed down 6 most common mistakes that we have observed that all of us did, and you should never commit such mistakes if you are crafting your resume. So hi everyone, my name is Rohit Shah, and in this video I'm going to talk about those 6 mistakes that you should avoid if you are crafting your own resume. But before I start, please do subscribe to our channel and press the icon on your screen, because that's more important, because whenever we'll upload new videos you will be updated. A lot of videos on career opportunities, global MBA MIM programs, resume, as well as on interview skills. So before I start, let me just tell you some of the basics, like for example grammatical errors, font errors, or I would say using action verbs. Of course, these are the things which are basic. I'm not going to talk about these things. You should do your homework before crafting your resume. You can use Grammarly for grammar and usage. Font, of course, it should be a standard format throughout your resume, and use action verbs as I mentioned: increased, enhanced, improved. These are the verbs which can show that you have, you're owning that particular project or achievement whenever you are talking about your achievements. So I'm going to talk about some other 6 common mistakes that we all have committed in the past, or people are still doing it. So let's start with the mistake number 1. So the number 1 mistake is not writing the complete keywords. Now when I say keywords, why keywords are important? Because today most of the big companies, they scan through their databases and they filter out the resumes using the keywords. So keywords with respect to the domains, with respect to the job they're offering. So you need to have those right keywords on your CV. Now how to get those right keywords? Now for example, you are applying in a finance domain, for example corporate finance. So there could be n number of keywords, like some of them even are mentioned on the job description, but you can do a thorough research on your domain. For example, in corporate finance could be portfolio management, financial modeling, valuation, DCF, and there could be n number of keywords, but most of the keywords should be related to the jobs you're applying to, and then you can always tailor made your resume based on your keywords. So that's why the first step actually is to find the right keywords for your profile. That's why it's suggested to have multiple copies of CVs with different keywords whenever you are applying, because even within the industry there are a lot of differences. Even for example financial services, it's banking, private equity, investment management, investment banking, consulting. So there's a huge, or I would say a lot of domains within the financial service industry. So you need to have specific keywords for each role if you are applying to and where you think you are eligible. So that's the first step. What I personally believe that people are really missing the right keywords, and if you will miss these keywords, most of the application you will not be filtered in the database, or in case if you're applying directly to the HR or to the concerned person, which is the case is less than 5%, then in that case it would be fine. But in most of the other cases, keyword research is the most important part, so don't miss that. Now the mistake number 2, avoid too much of graphics or too much of creativity. Now I'm not saying that you should not be creative, but you should be creative in crafting your achievements, not the fancy stuff. I've seen people putting a lot of infographics, a lot of images. Now there's no problem. Again, if your industry demands that level of creativity, please do that. Or if you are sending a resume directly to a person, please do that. But in most of the cases, it is not going to be read by the application tracking system. So keep it simple. Just use words, use numbers, and those things can be impactful as compared to the creative element that you put in. I'll put some examples in the description what I'm talking about when I say creativity. So don't just get confused with the creativity. You can show your creativity in writing your skills, in writing your achievements, your responsibilities, your career summary, your area of expertise. Show your creativity there rather than putting a lot of pictures and infographics and the fancy stuff. So that's mistake number 2. Now number 3 is too much focus on writing your day-to-day responsibilities, or I would say duties. Now today almost all the recruiters, everyone is interested in knowing what great work you have done, what's your accomplishment, what is the value you are going to bring it to the table, and that can never be reflected with the help of job roles and responsibilities. I can completely understand. It's very easy to write the job roles and responsibilities because that's mentioned on your job description in your organization. You can just copy and paste it, but it's not really going to create any impact if you only write job roles and responsibilities. So focus only on your achievements. I made a separate video on that, how to write your achievements and how to craft your achievements, so you can check the link in the I button or in the description. So important part is focus on accomplishments. Even if you want, I would personally recommend you to do not write any job roles or responsibility. Just mention all your accomplishments wherever you have worked. That's the best resume. But even if you want to mention, then follow an 80-20 rule, where 80% should be the accomplishment, 20% is your job role and responsibility. And if it's 100% accomplishment, then write it in a way that your job role and responsibilities will definitely be reflected from your achievements. So there's no problem in that. So focus on your key achievements. That's the third mistake people commit. Now number 4 is missing the golden numbers or quantifying your achievements. Again, I made a separate video on this, how to quantify your achievements. Now when I say quantify your achievement, which means whatever you are writing, you have to show the results, you have to show the impact that you have created, and that can only be shown with the help of numbers. I have seen people writing very general statements. So general statements, they are not gonna work. For example, I can say that I have saved $1 million for my company in a business operation transformation project. Now this can create a huge impact. So I've just put our number in the beginning. That's the strategy to do it. Now the interviewer or the person or the employer is definitely going to ask you about this. So this is how you create an excitement. This is how write your resume. Focus on numbers. Each and every project or assignment, give some number. Create it logically, hypothetically. You should have some logic to back those numbers. So that's the 4th mistake. And the number 5 mistake, which I say, the length of the resume. People are very confused about the length of the resume. Obviously 1 page is the standard resume, but if you have substantial stuff to talk about, as I mentioned, a lot of achievements and accomplishment you have, definitely go above 1 page. You can go to up to 2 page, but not more than that, because too much information, nobody is interested in reading that 3-page resume. So should not be too short or too long, or don't write unnecessary stuff. Every word that you write over 1 page should be worthy enough to read it. So if you have substantial accomplishment, then only go above 1 page, else 1 page is perfectly fine. So the last mistake, the 6th mistake is do not showing your soft skill or the personality part. Now this is extremely important, because most of the time we focus too much on our technical skills through our CV also, certifications, projects, assignments, and we always write numbers and everything. That's definitely important. But as a business leader now, as a team player, how you are, what is your personality? So reflect some of your personality elements as well, that you can always extract from your key projects in the past, from your work experience. And then pick up few of the elements or few of the personality trait that actually defines you, mention that in your CV, and have a logical explanation example for all those. So you can mention in your career summary, in your area of expertise, even during the projects you can mention as a learning that this is some of the traits that you have learned. It could be anything. It could be decision making, good team player, or anything like that, negotiation skills. It could be n number of skills, but completely should be related to your work experience. So this is the mistake number 6 that people commit. So whenever you are crafting your resume, don't commit these 6 mistakes. Definitely then you are good to go. So that's it for this video, and thank you so much for listening to me. Do like, share and comment, and feel free to give your feedback as well. In the meantime, take care and bye bye.